What's up, homie?
All right. Welcome to the Homies Overtime. That Matrix edition was for you, Tim Lyons. That's don't think you get away with it just because Big G ain't here. You going straight to the Matrix right off rip. It is what it is.
Well, you know, he over there rubbing elbows with Neo and Claude, the leadership of the Matrix.
Yeah. Claude, save a spot for him. Well, we appreciate you rocking with us on Valentine's Day. Listen, man, we went through a lot of football. We got a little bit, we can sprinkle in some other things, but I want to talk about things we love. I want to talk about things we love in this edition. We will sprinkle in some analysis here and there. But I wanted to start it off with the top 5 favorite sports team you love. You got a list ready 5 to 1, or you want me to start it off?
You can start off, man. I'm kind of, but the drill was you can't use your own team or your own players that play for your own team, right?
No. That's on the players. That's the next one.
Okay.
The first one are your favorite teams, like your favorite teams.
Oh,
So I'm
that's
assuming
easy.
yours is like Steelers might be number 1 for you.
Right. Okay,
Right.
I'm ready.
So I'm gonna do my OLI. I do have some. I'm gonna sprinkle in the other teams I like here, just so everybody knows. I'm a Red Wings fan, Lions fans, Michigan hockey. Believe it or not, I like watching Michigan hockey. They play Michigan State every year downtown. I really like going to that game. Number 5 for me, Detroit Pistons. Man, I'm rooting for them to actually get back to relevancy. They're teetering on that playoff version right now. I'd like them to stay there. I like what they're building with the young group. But, I fell in love with them as bad boys, right? Number 4, Michigan basketball. Fab 5 was in my heyday, and I've been a lover of Michigan basketball ever since. Number 3, the Detroit Tigers, and this is where it gets tight. 1, 2, and 3 are all right there. Detroit Tigers number 3 for me. Number 2, Cincinnati Bengals. Number 1, Michigan football. Those are my top 5 sports teams.
Okay. And you said outside looking in was the Red Wings.
Red Wings, Lions, and Michigan hockey. I like Michigan hockey.
Red Wings, Lions, and Michigan hockey. Okay, I can
Those
dig
are
that.
all games I've gone to, right? I go see those teams when given the opportunity. Fairly frequently.
Right. Okay, well, my OLI, I guess if I was to say it, the first one, number 6 would probably be the Philadelphia Eagles. I grew up with my brother, obviously. He's a huge Eagles fan since the days of Randall Cunningham. But I mean, I go back to Ron Jaworski and all that, so I remember him, Harold Carmichael, and all those guys back when they made the Super Bowl in '80 against the Raiders. Dick Vermeil was the coach then. But yeah, so the Eagles would be 6 because, like, I'm happy they won the Super Bowl because my brother, it's his team. He's seen them win 2 Super Bowls now, which is about the same amount I've seen the Steelers win, really. I mean, I was alive for all of them, but the one I remember the one against the Rams in 1980, 79 season. That's the first football game I really remember watching and knowing what I was watching, right? So the Eagles, if I put another one on the outside looking in, it'd probably be because when you do this stuff, I think it goes back to, like you mentioned in your assessment, goes back to your youth, kind of things you grew up with and stuff like that. Uh, I'd have to say Ohio State basketball. I put Ohio State basketball in there. I mean, I'm an Ohio State fan, one, but their basketball program doesn't make my top five. But I'm a fan of.
What was the guy back in the day they had that was really good defender, white guy that was really annoying?
Aaron Craft. Aaron Craft.
Nope, before him, the original version of that.
Jay Burson.
No, it's a bigger guy. Gent, maybe?
Who?
Was it Gent? Chris Gent?
Chris Gent. Played with Jim Jack. Yeah, Chris Gent.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really good. I mean, yeah.
Dive on the floor all the time and stuff like that.
Yeah. He was that kind of player in the pros. Yeah, and so he played on a great team. They lost to Michigan in the Elite Eight that year. That they're a really good team. That was Jim Jackson's last game. So I go back to that. I remember when Jim Jackson was two-time Mr. Basketball in Ohio.
Mm-hmm. My dad we traveled to go see him play and watched him play at Lima Senior one year.
Yeah, it was packed. Yeah,
packed.
That was in '89. That was February '89. That's the first time I drank beer, got buzzed up, went to a dance after the game, and threw up at the dance. Man, wasn't a cool look for your boy Tate Boy Prep. But yeah, so Ohio State 7, Philly 6. We get into my teams. I say 5 would have to be the LA Lakers. Again, going back, Magic Johnson, Worthy and Kareem, those Showtime teams. Wasn't a fan. They weren't my team, but, and like a lot of my guys you'll see when we talk about Mr. Wissy remembers about Jim Jackson. Yeah, Jim Jackson was a beast, man.
He was real nice.
Yeah. But, yeah, man, the Lakers, I'm a fan of winning. You'll see that when we get to my favorite players that aren't play for my team.
Some people call that bandwagon, Tate. I don't know if you knew that or not.
No, I wasn't rooting like that as my team, but I mean, like even back then when they played, like I liked Philly. Dr. J was my guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I would root for Philly against the Lakers, but I respect and like Lakers. Like I never was rooting for the 49ers, but I liked Joe Montana and the 49ers at that time because they were just good. So it wasn't like I was still I wasn't bandwagon jumping for sure. 4, 5 and Lakers. 4, I'd probably say I'd have to go to baseball because and I'm a Cleveland Indians fan. Keep it close to home. The other year I called a All Ohio World Series. How bad was that take? You remember that one?
Yeah, that was a pretty bad one.
Probably got a receipt for it. Yeah, so
yeah, what good?
3, keeping in Cleveland, the Cavaliers. My basketball team, I liked them back in the day when they were losing to Jordan with Mark Price and Craig Elo and Brad Doherty and Larry Nance Sr. and Lenny Wilkins was the coach. Couldn't get past Jordan, though, but they had some really good teams back then. Was a fan of them. I remember when they had Ron Harper out of Miami, Ohio. So, yeah, I've always been a Cavs fan. Now, they were so bad sometimes that I did not bandwagon jump, but root for a winner. So, like, during those times, I was a Cavs fan. Like, once we got to the mid-'90s and those guys had aged out, I would root for the Knicks because I was a Patrick Ewing fan also. I mean, and I liked the Pat Riley as a coach from the Lakers and stuff. So I rooted for the Knicks in the early 90s. I say from like 94 to like 99 till LeBron got to Cleveland, really.
Yeah.
My number, that was right. My number 2 team is the Cleveland Cavaliers. Wait, yeah, I said Cleveland. No, my number 3 team is the Cleveland Cavaliers. My number 3 team, again, I told you how far I go back with those guys. 2, and, it's been a long time. I'm kind of like worse than the Cowboys as far as this goes. Haven't seen the Cincinnati Reds win a World Series since 1990. I was a 16, 17-year-old high school junior at the time. I remember they won that 90s World Series with Barry Larkin and the Nasty Boys, Rob Dibble, and those guys. You remember them, don't you, B-Dirt?
Yes, sir. I had a
Yeah,
Nasty
man.
Boys T-shirt, man.
Did you?
Yep.
Those those were my guys, those teams. I think they're in a bounce back mode now. I think we got good talent, good young talent right now. I think they can compete this year. You know, it's hard in baseball to say, difficult in baseball to say if you're going to win or not, but I think they're in a good place, good players. I got Ellie De La Cruz being a top 5 player in the league. They made their pitching staff better this year. So I've always been a Reds fan. My grandfather was a huge Reds fan. Shout out to him. He's been gone since 2001. I think I was talking with somebody the other day about him because his birthday was 12/12/12, December 12th, 1912. That don't happen too much, far
No.
as you know. Yeah. So that's the day he was born on. He was a huge Red fan, a big Red Machine. Because Big Red Machine, I was a baby. So growing up, he was hyped about his boys, right? So it kind of just rubbed off on me, you know? I mean, just the Reds, you know? Uh, I left off, and who did I put in? The Lakers at 5. Who did I say at
Yep.
4?
Indians.
Okay, I'm back the Indians out to the outside looking in. I got to put Ohio State football. That's why I had to count at 3. Ohio State
There you go.
football is 2. So, you know, it speaks for itself. My uncle went to Ohio State. He used to take us to games. He lived in the towers. We could see the horseshoe from his dorm room. I was young, probably 8, 9 years old,
That's pretty
looking
cool.
looking looking up in the tower, looking down at the field and watching the game and stuff. He was a huge Ohio State fan. So that got me. He also was a huge Browns fan. That didn't rub off on me, but my cousins and kids, they lived in misery all their lives because they're Browns fans. But Ohio State sticks with all of us. And my number one team is obviously the Pittsburgh Steelers. Close between Pittsburgh and Ohio State. They're 1A and 1B, really, is what I would say. So I could have left the Indians in and said I got a 1A and 1B instead of outside looking in. But Pittsburgh Steelers have been my guy since I've understood the game of football. Football, one, is king. That's why they're 1-2, 1-1. Football is king. This year, Ohio State brought home the crown for me. So for us, Ohio State people, so I definitely like that. The Steelers are always good. Like I said, I go back. Like my grandfather, my dad was a Steelers fan, and he could have been a bandwagon jumper because from Youngstown, Ohio, which is the proximity of Youngstown and Pittsburgh and Youngstown and Cleveland, kind of like in the middle. So I got a lot of family that are Browns fans, a lot of family that are Steelers fans. My dad was a Steelers fan, so I rode that way. And I haven't had to live with the misery over all the years. Mine's the 80s, and the Browns were good in the 80s. But ever since we entered the decade of the 90s, I've been winning over those guys. Super chat from Claude Bishop. So the Steelers are number one favorite team in sports. Go ahead and read Claude Super Chat, B-Dirt.
Claude says, should there be a salary cap in the major leagues? I'm assuming baseball.
Yeah.
Major League Baseball. I like honestly, I kind of like the way the NFL has it set up. I don't like the super max and the max deals of the NBA. I like the salary cap where you can make your own deals. But the salary cap is a profit share between the owners and the team, the players. So I do like that structure. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I think it would make more parity across the league. If you had a salary cap, you'd still have teams like the Pittsburgh Pirates that would not spend to the salary cap. But yes, I do think there should be a salary cap. My own opinion. If Pay was here, I could tell you right now, he would be going, no, all the players should make $1 gazillion. Tate, what's your take?
The Pay had a discussion. I didn't know he was on that side of it. I think baseball should have a salary cap. It's good for the integrity of the league. It's not fair that the Dodgers can go out and spend, literally have $1 billion payroll, and the Milwaukee Brewers can't. All the other leagues work within a structure. Like, okay, every team is allowed to spend up to $500 million in contracts, and you figure it out. But everybody, you don't have to spend that $500 million. but you can't exceed that. Even if you have the money to exceed it, you can't. It would make the parity better in baseball. It would eliminate some of the teams like the Dodgers and the Phillies and all the big spenders that are always in it just because they have the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I think some of that profit sharing that they do in Major League Baseball, I think the idea was that these teams in the smaller markets would get that money from the bigger market teams and use it in their spending of their teams, but they're not. What they're really doing is they're running their team on the day-to-day money they can count on, and then they're just taking that money and running to the bank with it when they get it from the profit sharing. So I don't think it's worked the way they thought it would. Brother man from the fifth floor dropping in. He says, pick a team and stay with them, good and or bad, period. No flip-flopping. I don't know if we're flip-flopping.
as far as what?
I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I mean, if I was a flip-flopper, I sure as shit wouldn't have made it through the 90s with the Bengals and the Tigers because neither one of them had a winning season. And I was in high school and college.
But you still like the Bengals and the Tigers.
Still ride with them, cuz.
Right. But I mean, so it's no crime to, okay, my team's not in the playoffs. So when the playoffs start, this is what I'm rooting for in the playoffs. I don't think that's bandwagon jumping
we're
or
going to
flip
get
flopping.
into this. Top 5 players in sports history that you've liked that didn't play for your team. I've had soft spot for guys that kind of rooted for them. I don't think there's any shame in that. I'm still with my team. I'm still buying merch for one team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not running around, rocking the other team's gear. Really, I have a beat up old Lakers T-shirt because it's a LeBron James Laker T-shirt, not like you said, player, not team so much.
I got Aiden Hutchinson Lions jersey because he went to Michigan,
right?
And he's my soft spot team. Let's see, we got Gavin Anthony over here. Steelers, Cavs, Guardians, Akron Zips football, and Ohio State football tied at 4.
I like Jaime Carlos' list. Where's Gavin at?
Right.
Oh, there he goes. What'd you say, B-Dirt?
We got Steelers 1, Cavs 2, Guardians 3. Tie for 4th. Akron Zips football, Ohio State football, Akron Zip basketball. Man, you don't hear that. You must be alumni, Gavin.
Right. Hey, he's rolling with his boys. Go ahead.
He is. Jaime Carlos, Steelers, Seminoles, Yankees, Sixers, Penguins. I don't know. Did he hear the comment I made about bandwagon? I can tell how old Jaime is.
How old is he? Where's the bandwagon? If he's not old as me, he ain't seen the Sixers be good really outside of one.
You gotta be in the 80s. You gotta be in the mid 80s. You gotta be able to remember that. So he's
early to mid 80s, right?
Jaime's born in 72-ish. My guess.
Okay. Guess. Well, he's right around there with me then. Seminoles, he's James Winston last 1-1. I'm guessing it's more football than basketball. But yeah, I understand.
Oh, wait, brother man from Football said rooting for a team is not changing sides, but how you like the Lakers 1 minute and change to the Knicks the other. No. The best one so far has been Big G's Knicks to Guardians. Don't get me twisted. Cavs, excuse me. Knicks to Cavs. Don't get me twisted. It was Knicks, and one day he said, I'm picking another team. He said, sell me on it. Why should I be a Pistons fan? Why should I be a Cavaliers fan? He literally did that.
He did do that,
But it's funny stuff.
I mean, like I said, during that time, the Cavs were always my team, but they weren't good anymore. Doherty was gone. Price was old. Larry Nance had retired. They weren't good. That was Terrell Brandon days and Fat Sean Kemp and all that stuff like that.
Jaime Carlo, 1970. I was 2 years off. I was close.
Oh, it was 70. Okay, Jaime. Yeah, man. You an OG to me then. I'm 72.
I was
not
close.
Years old, year 72. Definitely close, B-Dirt. So he definitely remembers the good Sixers.
Yeah.
Definitely remembers the good Sixers.
All right, well, hey, listen. It brings us to our 20-minute mark. This has been a lot of fun. We got Claude Bishop over here, Steelers, Penn State, Uniontown, Red Raiders, Pirates, Pens, and Lakers. It's a good. I
Okay,
kind of
Clark.
enjoy this one.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, that was fun. And keep them coming in.
Ooh,
Quad Father.
Quadfather got the Celtics, St. John basketball, and
Ooh.
PSU.
Hey, so he's sometime in 70 St. John. Unless he just freshly jumped on the St. John's bandwagon this year.
No, he's Luke
Under
Carnesecca.
Patino.
He's Luke
Lou
Carnesecca.
Carnesecca.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Chris Mullins, Walter Berry, Mark
Quadfather,
Jackson.
we'll get you a plaid sweater for Christmas.
Yeah, man.
I dig this
Malik
one.
Steely. But
All right, we're going to take our first break, though. When we get back, we're going to recap some of the goings on. I don't know if anybody noticed it was a Super Bowl last weekend. We'll talk about that and the PayDirt crossover and how we did on our bets that we did. I lost a couple that I should have listened to my boy Pay about, and vice versa. We'll be right back after these messages, though. Go anywhere. All right, we're back at the Homies Overtime. Going to get into the Super Bowl. Man, that did not go as planned. Defensive route, really, from the Eagles. You got to give it up. If I give you a box score that says that Saquon Barkley is going to have 50-some yards on 2.3 yards carry, that A.J. Brown's going to have less than 50 yards, that Dallas Goedert's going to have 27 yards receiving, there's no way you tell me that the Eagles win in a rout. That defense was dominant, able to get pressure on the quarterback with 4 all day long. Sacks was the name of the game. Sweat had 2.5. Williams had 2. We had a pick 6 in the game. They kept getting the ball on their side of the 50. Just really physical dominance from that defensive trench versus the offensive line for the Chiefs. Man, it was something else to watch. That was about as dumbfounded as I've seen Patrick Mahomes in a game from start to finish. Really, they couldn't find an answer. What they have 23 yards at halftime and just dominance. What'd you think, Tate?
I was surprised, not the outcome of an Eagles win, because I picked that. I said a closer game. I had like 24-20. Was not expecting that. And Kansas City did score 21 points, 20 points, something like that.
22?
22.
40-22, okay. I think it was. Ended up.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming, but had the Eagles covering, so I would have won that still, even though they were getting 1.5, I believe.
Timeout. Stop the press. Afton, we got good news for Afton, the captain. The kid just called. He proposed to his girlfriend. Congratulations, Afton and family.
Definitely.
We're assuming she said yes.
Yeah, you would hope. You should be putting a rejection out here. Yes.
Yes, she
okay.
did say yes. Quadfather went to it. All right, we got it.
Yeah, is that your son, Afton?
Yep.
Okay.
My kid just called, proposed to his girlfriend.
Yeah, I saw that, but okay, I guess my kid implies her kid, literally. Yep. Okay. Yeah, wow, congratulations.
That's awesome. Good news.
I'm going to a wedding besides B-Dirt's wedding in like a month and a half now. I actually purchased my plane tickets today, man. So, flying out of Reagan, that's a little scary. Consider what happened, the tragedy happened there. But you can't let that kind of stuff bother you. I mean, that's typically an anomaly. So, I've flown all the time.
Happened since the 80s.
Yeah, right. Been a minute. Been a while. But
yeah, back to football.
I did pick Jalen Hurts as the MVP. I'm not sure what A.J. Brown did. What did over 72 or something? 70? What he had?
It was over 72. That's one we had here. He had over 72, and he ended up with 49, I believe. 47, 49.
Wow.
Something like
okay, what else did I pick?
He did have a touchdown.
Oh, the sacks. You got paid off your boy Jordan Davis, didn't you?
We did. So we got let's see, Jordan Davis, the 10-1 for getting 1 sack or more came through. If you bet the over a quarter of a sack, that went through at 850 plus 850, so 8.5 to 1.
Mm.
I said I wasn't going to bet against Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, and I did not. But I also did not bet on them. I bet on the over 48.5. I bet the Jordan Davis sack. I bet the Eagles over 3.5 sacks. Here was the easiest one I covered. Drew Tranquil over 6.5 tackles. He almost doubled it. D Hop. This is where like garbage time paid off real big.
Big G got that.
I
one,
rode with Big G's. D Hop getting 2 catches or more. He got 2. I rode with him getting 15 plus yards. He got 18. I rode with taking Patrick Mahomes over 250 yards passing. He only got it because of that late bomb to Xavier Worthy. It didn't mean nothing.
Right. Garbage time, like you said.
I lost the Dallas Goedert over 57 yards. I lost the Dallas Goedert anytime touchdown. I lost to Travis Kelce anytime touchdown. I did hit Devontae.
He was under too, right? Travis Kelce was under.
Yeah, he had to be. He only had 30 some yards. Devontae Smith went over. I got that. And AJ Brown went under. I got that. It was a darn good day for me. PayDirt did well.
PayDirt did well. Shout out to you guys, man. Making people the bread, man. Getting them the bag. That's what PayDirt's here for. You know, I don't encourage gambling, but if you're going to bet, not encourage you to bet, just soak up some of what they got to say. And I'm not saying listen to them either. I'm just not encouraging you to bet. Not saying listen to them.
Take in all the information you can.
Take the intel. Take the intel. That's all I'm saying.
Do you know what?
But yeah, also, I'm surprised so many in our live chat are old enough to have kids getting married. Which I mean, you guys are.
Oh yeah.
Next step is grandparents.
Oh yeah.
No doubt. Shout out to everybody.
Yeah, Mr. Woodsey over here said Kelce barely tried. I sure saw some things that did look bad. With him not, Mahomes on that one scramble, Kelce never moved. Just stood there the whole time. That was pretty bad.
Well, you think he's done?
Just mentioned the same one.
You think Kelce's done?
He said no one way or the other going into it. I don't know though, man. He does he have the podcasting, the Taylor Swift, all the other things going around his life.
The Swifting.
Does he have the desire to do what he's got to do to keep, everything together for the offseason? Claude Bishop, thank you for the super chat, my friend. Money ruined the NBA All-Star game.
What's he mean by that?
I don't know.
I think
they play for money now.
I think the societal cultural change in just how athletes play the game now and how they are friends and all that stuff and don't necessarily want to compete against each other and all that stuff like that. You know what I mean? I think that kind of ruined it. I mean, I remember All-Star games were good. I remember when Magic Johnson was coming back from HIV, not coming back from HIV, but he was out that year and he got voted All-Star game and he played. He won the MVP. Those guys were going at it, man.
Yeah,
at the very least, they go back and forth in the fourth quarter. It's game time. You know what I mean? You at least got that. You got some excitement quarters 1 through 3, dunks, fast breaks, all that stuff. Then the fourth quarter, everybody locked in. They don't do that anymore. It's just like a layup drill the whole game.
Yeah, I think there was like a little bit of they were trying to prove something for the legacy back in the day, and now they're just out there to have fun.
Right. Well, I definitely agree. Gavin says I think they were thrilled. His family, him and his boys, was thrilled by the Jalen Hurts to Devontae Smith touchdown. That was a great throw. And on Pump Your Brakes on Wednesday night, my brother was there. Shannon was out sick. Hope Shannon's feeling better. Hope he gets back on Hangover on Monday and back with us on Wednesday. But I broke down then. I said then, like in 2019, I wanted the Steelers to take Jalen Hurts. They took Chase Claypool, and it worked out for that first year. But I don't know, some reason people were saying Jalen Hurts is going to be a bum and all that. And I put up the stats like what kind of winner Jalen Fields was in college, 51-5 career record in college. Second place, won national championship, second place in Heisman voting his last year. Justin Fields, 20-2 as a starter, second place in Heisman voting his last year. And the rumor, PayDirt, you ain't brought this up yet, he outplayed Mr. Rumor Man, Trevor Lawrence, who speculation was all day. Was it yesterday or today about him potentially Pittsburgh seeking a trade that is not going to happen? That I told PayDirt has been debunked by some of the insider guys, Schefter and Pelissaro and that stuff. I mean, Jacksonville Jaguars don't even have a GM right now. So who the hell is Omar Khan talking to? You know what I mean? So they said it didn't happen. I believe it didn't happen. I believe somebody – who was that?
Omar or Shad, just a couple cons cutting it up.
The owner. Right. Yeah. Afton said Jalen Fields, no doubt.
You did misspeak. You said Jalen. You were talking about Jalen Hurts versus Justin Fields, and
I said Jalen Fields. I did that the other day too, several times. Yeah. They're like the same guy to me.
I was being supportive. I was going to let it go. Big G
is here to say
fine and blah, blah, blah. Afton's holding it down for us.
No doubt. You need a fact checker.
I do have a problem. Listen, Fifth Floor says, sorry, LeBron not participating in the slam dunk contest was beginning of the end for the All-Star NBA stuff happening. I don't know if it was that impactful that he did that, but I've always been disappointed that he did not enter the dunk contest at some point in time in his career.
Mm-hmm.
This is a little bit wild.
I think he could have won it easy in his prime. I think some of that was, again, today's athlete, LeBron sporty, that's how long it's been going on. Like, these guys don't want to put any losing to their name or their brand. So they don't want to compete until it's in between the lines in the game. They don't want to compete off the court. And I don't know why Steph Curry put out a 3-point contest. That was a big hit last year.
Huge.
Yeah, and he pulled out of it. Man, he decided to drop out of the
No, you got it right. He pulled out.
PayDirt, we got to draw a line somewhere, man.
Nah, man, I don't.
No Diddy.
I don't believe in the lines. Draw outside the lines all you want, Tate.
Okay.
All right, let's spread some more love. I want to spread some more love. Let's talk about our top 5 players in sports history that you love that played for other teams and not your teams.
Okay, my top 5 is easy, I believe.
Oh, easy?
I play for other teams. I have outside of LeBron James.
This is hard
because touche. None of them played for my teams. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I have my all-time favorite Steelers, my top Steelers, but they're not.
See, that's the thing. You had a bunch of greatness on your team. I had a bunch of sorry bums.
Right.
You know what I mean? I got 2 guys in the Hall of Fame.
I started to put David Fulcher on the graphic, and I was like, nobody will know who the fuck that is.
I love David Fulcher.
But yeah, man. So my top 5, and I can't use LeBron. Tom Brady,
Oh.
Derek Jeter.
Oh.
Two Michigan guys in a way, right? I mean, Brady
Yeah.
played at Michigan, Jeter's from Michigan. Uh,
And he's a booster.
Jeter is?
Yeah, he goes to the games and stuff.
Okay. So Brady, Jeter, Jordan, Ali, Tiger Woods.
Jordan, Michigan.
Jordan. Yeah. There you go.
I'm reaching now. I'm reaching now. That's good. See, well, Tiger Woods, I didn't put in. Listen, I thought about Tiger Woods. I didn't put Ali or Tiger because I said it played for didn't play for your favorite teams. So I was going team sports in my mind.
But then you said athletes too, though. So
I did.
If I had to drop out Tiger and Ali, then I was still kind of easy. Then Magic Johnson would get in,
Mm-hmm.
and my fifth spot would probably go to, and always like the guy John Elway.
Oh, that's a good one.
You know, so yeah, that's
I
fine.
got 3 OLI.
I can have them too, but go ahead, cheat and take them. It's hard when you just put your 5 out there. Do your 5 first, then tell me your OLI.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it.
That's not fair, then.
I do. I want to go from the 5 to 1.
Go from 5 to 1, then come. Damn. Then tell us who didn't make it.
My OLI. You want me to do 5 to 1 and then tell you the 3 outside looking?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Number 5, Roger Clemens. That's a good one. The moment that he had the broken bat and picked it up and threw it off to the side, and Piazza threw a temper tantrum, like he had thrown it at him on purpose or whatever, and Roger Clemens was like trying to walk him down. I was in. I love that.
I like Clemens a lot too.
So Roger Clemens 5. 4, Richard Dent.
Ooh, there's a blast from the past.
85 Bears, Monsters of Midway. Richard Dent, defensive end. He made me want to be a defensive end for the first time.
The Super Bowl MVP.
Yep. Number 3, Tom Brady, the GOAT, Michigan quarterback, Michigan man. He's on every hype video we have. I loved him. Number 2, Michael Jordan. As a bad man, and I watched as a Pistons fan, I watched him battle, and him get over that hump and become the best player in the league by far, and the best player at that point I'd ever seen.
No doubt.
And number 1, young kid. I went from playing shortstop and third base to first base at about 13 years old. Fell in love with the Bash Brothers and Mark McGwire.
Ooh.
So that was my number 1.
That's interesting because I almost put Barry Bonds on mine. Like he would be on the outside looking in.
He'd be your OLI. Well, my OLI's Sweetness.
He was 1, 2.
Magic Johnson was one of my OLI. And the kid, Ken Griffey Jr.
He's look. So if you look at the cover for the show, Griffey's there. Walter Payton's there. Magic didn't make it because it wasn't room. I just picked 5. And we got the other guys are Broom from Auburn and Cooper Flagg, because we're going to briefly talk about the Naismith Player of the Year award in college basketball.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a great list, B-Dirt. I mean, my outside looking in would have been Bonds, would have been Griff Jr., would have been Joe Montana.
Mr. Woods, he said Brady, Germany, PED. Ken Griffey Jr., amazing player. Yeah. From the 5th floor said, "Damn, no hockey players. No, my favorite hockey players played on my teams, because you got to remember, we had really good hockey players. Pavel Datsyuk, Stevie Y, Um, uh, Ozzy, Chris Osgood. Like there was a lot of guys that I liked. Chelios. But yeah, I got Stevie. I got an Eiserman jersey right there in this closet, right in here, right in here. Johnny Bench. That was my dad's favorite player.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see him
So
play much. I met him when I was a kid.
nice. I yeah. I was gonna say that
After said Emmett Smith,
hockey,
Jerry Rice, Nolan Ryan. That's a good one. Michael
Nolan
Jordan
Ryan's
and
a good
Barry
one.
Bonds.
Those are all good ones. That's
Ooh,
Afton's.
Quadfather's got a good one.
Where's Quad at? Where's they put Afton? Where's Afton at? These must be old comments. I'm
1004.
down
1004.
Afton.
Quadfather said MJ, Kobe, Dan Marino, Ray Lewis, and Ed Reed.
Mm.
Quadfather
Ed
liked some
Lewis
of them
and Ray
rap birds.
Ed Reed and Ed Lewis. Okay, I
Mr.
guess they're
Wissy
not your
got some
team.
good ones too. Mike Quick, Daryl Green, Tony Gwynn, Roberto Duran. All right.
Mike Quick, Daryl Green. Yeah, Mr. Woodsy showing his age. He probably be on seven. He's a '60s baby. But yeah, Tony Gwynn was a beast. Daryl Green was a beast.
I don't
Roberto
know. I
Duran,
remember those guys.
Tui No Most. You remember all of them? Mike Quick too.
Mike Quick, I don't know who that is.
Eagles wide receiver,
Guy.
probably mid
Paul Bishop,
'80s.
Earl Campbell, Ricky Henderson, MJ, George Gervin, the Iceman.
Good one, Claude.
Oh,
I like Earl
Quadfather,
Campbell.
Sergei Fedorov. Absolutely.
That's what I'm gonna say. My hockey, because all I know is Wayne Gretzky. From when I know more, but like I
And
remember
Lions got
watching Wayne
Pudge,
Gretzky. And
Fernando.
let me say my hockey player first was Wayne Gretzky, and I got to go with Ovechkin out here because I've been to a couple Capitals games, and he's at one time it was Gilbert Arenas, RG3, and Ovechkin. Ovechkin was the biggest star in DC back then when all those guys were good. And small window for RG3. But yeah, Ovechkin was the guy. I went to a couple hockey games, don't know nothing about hockey, but completely and enjoyed myself. The action, the intensity, the energy in the arena, all that stuff. But yeah, so who
Yeah,
are you reading?
listen, it's a fun in person sport. Much better than watching it on TV.
So you were reading who? Tim Lyons? Why Tim Lyons got
Feels
to
like
go
he just put them together. Fernando Valenzuela, Ivan Rodriguez. There's people just throwing them out there. Mike Piazza. He's not putting them all together.
Yeah, Fernando Gonzalez is not a player.
Yeah.
That's
That's he used to play with Jaden
oh,
Fields.
now I got
Jalen
Fernando
Fields. He
Gonzalez.
played with Jalen Fields.
Right. Jaime
Jaime
says Mario
Carlo.
Lemieux, Bo Jackson,
Oh yeah.
Jeter. But see, the difference in my list is, man, I think compared to like, I respect all the guys that were winners: Brady, Jordan, Magic, Elway. I don't remember who else I put on there. I'm missing one, but they all got multiple rings. You know, so
Hey,
yeah, that was kind of the great differentiation for me.
I could have put the other OLI that was really close. I had to cut it down to 3 was LT, man, Lawrence Taylor. The original LT.
Beast, yeah.
When
We're talking
when
about
they had him mic'd up on the NFL films, we're going out here like a bunch of crazy dogs. I'll never
yeah,
forget.
man. Yeah, man. That
All right,
LT was like that.
break number 2. I think it's time to cue it up. We're going to take our second break now. Go in here, hear from our sponsors real quick. We'll be right back after these messages, and we will get into some college basketball and our last Valentine's Day subject. We'll see you in a couple minutes. Claw Bishop asks, who are your all-time favorite players? Any sport.
Is that what we just did?
Kind of. We did ones that did not play for your team. I think he's asking that.
Oh, okay. That
Um,
makes sense, man.
you want to do what? Let's just do 3.
Well, if I picked like, are they be my all-time favorites or from my teams? I mean, because
All-time favorites
like,
from anywhere.
I mean, so if I'm allowed to put my team in there, it's that only one that makes the list is LeBron subs in for somebody. That's it.
Mine would be a little different because I would. This is going to be wild. I put Joe Burrow in there.
Right. That's wild. Well, okay.
I put Joe Burrow. I put Mark McGuire, and I probably put Charles Woodson.
Like Charles Woodson. But like, I mean, to replace who though? Like, so he just opened it up to you allowed to use players for your team. So you take any of those 3 guys and replace some people you already got?
I actually no, I put Brady above Woodson. Barely. Woodson would be, yeah. You're right.
That's why I say LeBron
Yeah,
would be the only
it's
guy
about
that
what we just
displaces
did.
somebody.
Yeah,
Right. Okay.
about what we just did. I
Now,
probably
I
put
included
Burrow in the top 5.
Okay. Who'd you put out?
I probably put Burrow at 4, put Dent at 5, and kick Clemens out. He'd be
Ooh.
OLI.
Clemens is bigger to the sports sphere than Den is.
I agree. We're talking about my favorite.
Right. Okay. Favorite. Okay. Yeah. And it's your critique. I get it.
All right, so let's move on and let's talk a little bit of the
Thanks for super
Naismith
chat, Claude.
basketball. What's that?
No, I told just last time I told Claude, thanks for the super chat.
Naismith basketball, man.
Yeah, we talked about last week a little bit. I
Um,
mean, it hasn't changed much since last week. Same 2 players. The Globes
Auburn,
took an L last week.
yeah, I was to say Auburn lost and Duke lost, right?
Duke lost to Clemson. Auburn lost to Florida. Florida's ranked number 6. Clemson's ranked like number 22-ish or something.
So, do you still think Cooper Flagg has the advantage over? I know you
No,
said you
no.
take room, but he's still favored in the gambling sphere quite a bit.
Yeah, I get it, but I mean, he didn't play good against Clemson. He had the last turnover of the game, and granted, he slipped on the floor in a wet spot, but turned it over. That sealed the loss. I think he had like 4 points in the first half, and maybe 13 or 14 for the game. He didn't play well in a big, nasty televised game. I think Broome played better than Cooper Flagg did, and lost to number 6 Florida. Auburn stayed at number 1. I think Duke stayed at number 2. They didn't move. Duke had opportunity to go number 1 because Auburn had lost earlier in the day. So at the end of the day, all things being equal, I got to stay with Broome from Auburn over Cooper Flagg. I mean, that was Cooper Flagg's opportunity to put a chokehold last weekend, and there's still probably 2 weeks left to play, maybe 2.5, and they'll figure it out. But it's coming down the stretch. It's close.
Yeah. I don't know about your feelings, but I feel like this is going to be a really good race here when we get into the playoffs. March Madness is going to be great this year. I think there's a lot of parity. I think it could be a lot of upsets. I think there could be anybody could get hot in about, I don't know, the top 15 teams. I think you start. You might lose me a little bit on the Arizona, Kentuckys of the world, but I think anybody underneath there could get hot and go.
I mean, let me ask you this: would you take the field or would you take the SEC? SEC versus the field. That's a fair one.
I would take the SEC. Florida just got that 7-footer back today.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
they're gonna get better.
I mean, what you got Auburn, Alabama.
Bama,
They're 1-2. This ain't college football.
and Bama's on a 7-game win streak.
So 1-2. I know Florida's
Is
up in
Memphis for
there.
real? They're at 14. They're 21-4. They've won 8 straight.
They're not SEC though.
No, but I mean, are they for real? Did they make a run?
I think they're capable of making a run. I think Michigan State's capable of making a run.
Well, Michigan just beat them, and they're in no, Michigan beat Purdue. Michigan State lost. Michigan's first in the Big Ten right now,
Ooh.
and they're ranked
Okay.
20th at 19-5.
And what's Michigan State now since they lost? They were like 8.
They're at 11 at 19-5.
Okay. That Big Ten's tough too, but the better teams are in SEC. I would take
I agree.
SEC versus the field too.
I agree. Women's college basketball heating up.
Definitely.
Your girl just put it down on number 1 UCLA.
When was that game?
You didn't see it last night?
No. I was
All right.
watching it. I was watching the
USC
Cavs
wins
last night.
71-60 to give UCLA their first loss. And let me give you some stats here. We got Juju Watkins going for 38, 11, and 5.
Wow. Absolute baller.
Baller. Against the number 1 team in the country, undefeated.
Undefeated, yeah. Yeah. Well, everybody's at home in La La Land that one.
Yep.
I bet that was a heck of a game. I wish I'd have saw it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it was on.
71.
Matter of fact, I was watching the Minnesota Timberwolves and the OKC Thunder. That's what I was looking at. Didn't even check no college basketball.
I did the same stupid thing until the very end.
Right.
So, listen, women's basketball is the same thing, too. UCLA, Notre Dame, Texas, South Carolina, LSU, USC, UConn, I think all have a chance to win it all.
I'm going to put my Buckeyes in there. They were ranked 8, and they lost to UCLA last week, but they've been playing well. They're probably like number 12.
9.
Around 9? Okay, still top 10.
I put them in there with a puncher's chance.
Yeah, if you're top 10, you probably you don't have to be
NC State. I think's got a puncher's chance. They've won 9 straight.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited about basketball. Now, this year, after last year's just huge leap for women's basketball,
yep.
I'm really interested in the women's tournament more so than any other year. And I watch it once I get to the Elite 8, Final 4 and stuff. But I'm interested in the tournament. It's gonna be some good games. I'm interested in the WNBA this year, man. All these trades and stuff going on.
Yeah.
Pace said it, and I agreed with it and thought it anyway before he said it. He just said it first. Caitlin Clark's gonna be fighting for a championship this year. The fever got real nice real quick. But that's what you do. You got a young star. You build around them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, Big G's take on her not living up to the hype's not going to age well.
And we can't let him forget that because he put all this G Stradamus stuff out there and stuff like that. And when he's right, he's right. But we really got to do a better job at, we're calling him like, hey, let me get this receipt out, Big G. How ridiculous does this sound right now? Like Caitlin Clark is trash.
I got all the receipts sitting right over here. We got a lot of stuff to talk about during the offseason.
And we're actually gonna have a couple of shows where we get into that stuff, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Okay,
most definitely. I know Big G was a very good offensive lineman, but he's got the mind of a cornerback. You know how they say you got to have a short memory as a cornerback.
right.
Right back on the ball talking trash. That's Big G to a T.
Yeah. he has a short memory on his takes.
Yeah, that takes old news, man. Don't
but
bring up old news.
but you hear G Stradamus a lot more than you hear my bad. I was wrong on that one.
Oh, there's no doubt. All right. Let's get any other basketball topics you want to cover real quick before we get into the last Valentine's Day subject I've
No,
got?
man. The depleted and injured Minnesota Timberwolves put hands on OKC last night, who got Chet Holmgren back. So I got Thunder fell to 44-10. The Cavs are 44-10. They both have split with each other this year. So I got an argument to say the Cavs are the best team in the NBA up to the All-Star break. An argument.
Sure do.
That's all.
Yeah, it looked like they were. OKC looked like they took their break a little bit too early. They were already checked out a little bit.
Right.
That's the way I felt watching. All right, so Valentine's Day. Listen, I've given you love. Now I'm gonna give you
PayDirt.
Whoa.
PayDirt. You see Claude's comment?
Get Big G to coach the Steelers O-line.
Gotta do it, Claude. just because you're a really, really good player, don't make you a good coach.
Claude,
But
also, you have to ask Mrs. G that question.
Right, that part too.
All right, so my last
Go
one
ahead.
for Valentine's Day is the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Your NFL football team, your Pittsburgh Steelers. You guys have been talking about cap space and how you're going to get more of it. You're going to get some cuts. So I want to know your top 5 cap casualties that you want to cut. Do you want me to run through my top 5 Bengals first, or would you?
Mine is
you know
quick.
yours?
Bye Preston Smith. Brought him in the trade from Green Bay. You cut him, you save $13 million against the cap.
Afton just said, including Preston Smith.
Right. Bye Larry Ogunjobi. You cut him, you save $7 million against the cap. Now you got 20 extra million. I'll probably so maybe I don't have as much as I thought as far as cap savings, but I think you got to cut Cole Holcomb. You get about another 5.5 off the cap. He's been injured the past year and a half. I think Peyton Wilson and I think that's why they got rid of the linebackers coach and the DB coach, bringing in some new guys because communication was all-time fail last year. I don't think they had some of the players in the right spots. Maybe Peyton Wilson next year can wear the green dot, let Patrick Queen roam and blitz and do all kind of stuff. So, yeah, so Cole Holcomb, I'd probably say additionally on defense, it might only be like $1 million cap saving, I think, but you get rid of KZ on defense. You might save like $1.5 million. And lastly, I'd probably yeah, I got 4. I'll tell you my 5th later. I got to keep thinking. But go ahead with yours,
I don't
B.
even see KZ on here. Huh?
KZ's not on there?
I don't see him on your current list of players. Preston Smith, 13.4. Woo.
Yeah. Keep
Larry
going.
Ogunjobi's 10.5.
Oh, I thought it was like 7 or 8, but okay. So
so you have dead cap of 2.3. You got to take out it, so it's 8.6ish, 7.
Mm-hmm.
Cordell Patterson, save you.
Oh, he's out of here.
3.8.
Yeah, he's out. That's the other one.
How's Deshaun Elliott playing?
Oh, he's a beast. We're probably going to extend him.
Okay.
He played for $3 million, 2 years, $6 million deal. He way outplayed his contract. We got to try and keep him for another 2 years, probably give him a 2-year extension. He was better than Minka last year in his first year.
So you're all down in the guys that are making $1 million.
Who else is it? I had the list at one time. That was a few weeks back.
No, you're pretty good, man. I mean, that's going to give you up to about 65, 70.
Right. And then when you do TJ's extension, figure out what you're going to pay Justin Fields, you got room to make. The Steelers need to, with the positions they don't draft, these sign a free agent. So I think even if you get a receiver free agent, if he's not named T. Higgins, you still draft a receiver in the first or second round.
Afton said Pruitt.
Oh, Pruitt's out of here. I mean, all Arthur Smith guys are out of here. Anybody Arthur Smith brought from Atlanta, Pruitt, Mikael Pruitt,
Preston, Dirty Red, Larry O, Mark Robinson, Cam Sutton, Cole Holcomb, Van Jefferson.
I don't think
Milk.
They're free agents though. Loudermilk and Jefferson, I believe.
You're right.
Yeah, but Mark Robinson, I keep him. He's young. I let Dirty Red go though, depending on what I'm saving. Because we got too many specific special teams players. We need to have some more versatility on our special teams with young guys. We pay Killebrew. He's our guy now. Dirty Red was before he left. We let him go one time. He let him go again. Saved $2 million probably. Not a lot, but you don't need him. He can't get on the field outside special teams. So, yeah.
All right. I got one guy I'd like to get rid of that I would actually thought was going to be a great help to the team and ended up not being. But I don't think we're in a situation where we can get rid of him, and that's Geno Stone. So he's my OLI.
I thought Geno Stone went to the Baltimore. No, he came to you guys from Baltimore. Yeah, that's right.
So this is his second year of a 2-year deal. He's an $8 million guy. Zach Moss, $4.8 million.
Oh, he's out of there.
Alex Kappa, right guard, getting set to pay $10.3. It's almost $8 million in cap savings. Jermaine Pratt wants traded. I'm trading for a 7th round draft pick, 6th round if I could get it. He's 7.9, about $6 million on cap. Sam Hubbard, $11.5 million. He's getting ready to make gone. Sheldon Rankins, $11.6 million, gone.
Sam Hubbard is gone.
I would cut him. I'd straight up cut him.
Okay.
So that would put us, once you take out the dead cap money, that puts us at about $84 million in cap space. Go sign some people.
So you do have the money.
We're at 46 without cutting anybody. Or 49, 49.5 without cutting anybody.
I agree with Afton. And if we're not a team, and I don't think we will be, that gets T. Higgins, not because we wouldn't pay him, because the Bengals, no way they let him get to us. They tag him and trade him and get something for themselves, where they let him just walk out and sign with somebody else within the division. So if we get a true number one, you either trading for him or you drafting him. And yeah, I think you got to take a gamble with Pickett still, roll with him, let him play his last year out. I mean, either he swims or he sinks. But I'd take Amari Cooper, but he's maybe a number 3. That's a big upgrade for a number 3, but I still would view Pickett as a number 1 and the draft pick is number 2. There's no wide receivers in free agency I think we could get that's going to be a true number 1. I think you can trade maybe for like a DK Metcalf if he becomes available. But past that, I mean, it's either T. Higgins, trade for DK Metcalf. Debo, I'd live with him because he'll be cheap against the cap, not much. $15 million, have him be like a 3 receiver. Because I think if you get Debo Samuel, you still draft a receiver. You got to draft twice or sign and draft. No matter what you do, you got to bring 2 new receivers in that are talented than what we had last year.
Yeah.
Quad father.
No, thank you. I'm not going to cut Joe Burrow. I that was so ridiculous. It threw me off a little bit. I don't know, man. Like when you start looking for like a number one receiver and talking about like who you can pay, who you can't, like you got to sign a quarterback. I think more so than a number one wide receiver first, right? I mean, that's got to be project number one.
I think you got to get number one wide receiver no matter who your quarterback is.
Yeah.
No matter who your quarterback is. I mean, I can see Claude got super chat. Yeah. I mean, because that's gonna be a help to the whoever the quarterback is. You got it. They can't roll with the weapons they had last year. So I mean, yeah, quarterback you're going to eventually get him. Hopefully it's Justin Fields, but even if you get anybody else, you still got to get weapons.
Yeah, you do.
Claude with super chat.
All right, he asked, PayDirt, would you trade TJ or Alex Highsmith? Be interesting, man. Can I get a haul for TJ? I'd have to get a haul for him because he's nearing that plateau. 30-year-old edge rushers, they start falling off a little bit around there. He's had some injuries. I can make some arguments, but man, he's a special player. I'd have to get a lot for him.
Right.
So it's a tough ask. I'd say no on Alex Highsmith. I hold on to him. I like the price you're paying him.
Like the price you're paying. That's what I was going to get at.
I like the production you're getting out of him for the price. Good to go.
And he's younger. Yep.
Yeah, I hold on to him. When you look at the free agents market right now, when I'm looking at free agency, I want to immediately start doing risk mitigation on guys that I'm bringing in off the street, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you take that list and take a spreadsheet and omit everybody that's over 30 years old, woo, it gets a real tight list, man. I think the highest rated person right now that's under 30 is Chris Godwin at 28.5.
Yeah, I agree.
He's coming off of an injury.
He's the guy I would settle for. I would take him over Amari Cooper.
I agree.
I would be T. Higgins, then I probably would go Chris Godwin, honestly. For the Steelers.
Chris Godwin seemed to be a good locker room guy too. Played at Penn State.
He seems to be. Played at Penn State, yeah. I definitely don't disagree.
All right. So that's it for the St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
The Massacre.
All right, you got any closing comments before we wrap this up?
Nah, man, it was a great show. Lots of fun topic. Thanks for producing the show and come up with the topics, PayDirt. That was good stuff. I think everybody could chime in and have their opinions. Big E Bronco says Chris Godwin has got injury.
Yep, coming off
injury history too.
He was injured one other time.
He's coming off that, but yeah, one other time. I mean, he's pretty much been played. I mean, that stuff like that happens. It's not like, like your boy T. Higgins got a lot of soft tissue injuries. We're willing to pay him. I mean, you get Chris Godwin probably for $18 million. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you're gonna pay T. Higgins 30, and I bet he's missed more games over the span of his career. From T. Higgins started, Godwin may be a year or two older than him, but the same years since T. Higgins been in the league, I bet Godwin's played more games. But we would go all out for T. Higgins and take that risk, and you pay almost $30 million. You get Godwin for 16, 18, and you get you got a solid number too. Then you keep Pickens and still draft one. Now you got good receiver room because now Calvin Austin and Roman Wilson are your 4-5. You bring Skoranek back because he's a great special team, great locker room guy, great blocker. There's your room. You got rid of Van Jefferson. You got rid of Scotty Miller. You got rid of and I don't think you really got a chance, but he don't really fit. You got rid of Big Mike Williams. I mean, so I like that room better than anything we got now. But yeah, B-Dirt, I don't have anything really to add. Thanks everybody for joining us and rocking with us.
Here's I'll give you Godwin's real quick. 2017 played 16 games, played all 16 and 18. In 19 played 14. 20 played 12. 21 he played 14. 22 he played 15. 23 played all 17. Last year he played 7.
Yeah,
so you're dead on.
Right. Okay.
All right, good stuff. We appreciate you rocking with us like every Friday, holding it down out there. And by the way, the super chats we much appreciate and everything, but really good stuff in the chat tonight, man. It was fun to get your guys' top 5 list. You guys putting them together in the chat that quick, throwing them out there and throwing out some opinions. Good stuff. We appreciate you participating with us. It makes it a little more interesting and a little more fun, especially when there's only 2 of us here. I mean, we get one cold and all of a sudden we got the homie. We had to take the S off of this thing, man.
Right.
But listen, we should be back to full strength next week. Don't forget, catch out on Sunday. What time you guys going back to regular scheduled program this Sunday?
Yeah, I think so. 6 p.m. And I want to just address Brumman's comment, Fifth Flow. Paying for cheap players equal poor production. Not paying for a cheaper player, not a cheap player, cheaper than what somebody else costs. You can do a lot more with that $12 million you save from T. Higgins for the team and get Godwin. Yeah, he's not your number 1, but he's a better number 2 than we've had in some time. And then you get your receiver in the draft and you see where George Pickens ends up after this year. You got a good room. So
he's the second best option available.
Second best option available. Right. So yeah. But yeah, man, great show. I agree everything you said, B-Dirt. Thanks, Claude. You eventually come around, man. You know what I mean? Told us great show, B-Dirt. That was from Claude, believe it or not.
Hey. We appreciate it, Claude. Hey, thank you guys for rocking with us again. Check them out on Sunday at the Know-It-Alls. I'll be over there in the chat talking trash, like I always do. I hope Big G and Pay had a wonderful evening this evening. We miss you guys, and rock with us next week. You want to send a whole group of them to jail? Brett Favre, the Juergens brothers, and
the Juergens brothers. We got to put Justin Tucker on that list, don't we?
Justin Tucker. That's right.
Tucker, get him a cell ready. But no, I'm gonna go out today with the algorithms. Get them algorithms up, per as Big G would say. Look, hold on a second. Got this right here. Get them algorithms up. And we out.